Hello and welcome to Dark Souls 2. I was about to say Okami. Welcome to Dark Souls 2. Yeah. I actually forgot to say something in the announcement video. And that's that we won't be. The Scholar of the First Sin. I don't forget his name right now. There's a big chance we won't be fighting him because I've never actually fought him, and every time I try to fight him, I keep messing it up. I keep messing up the process, so the chances that we're gonna fight him is probably none. But either way, let's start a game, and, well, here you go.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
What a beginning cutscene. Am I right? God, like it's Honestly, it's crazy how good the beginning cutscene is. So, welcome to Things Betwixt. Hold on, I gotta do this real quick. Because it's really fucking loud. Oh yeah, I cursed. Hope you guys don't mind. I'll keep this up. But these need to go down a little bit. Cool. So, yeah, welcome to Things Betwixt. Yeah. Just this little crevice over there. Oh, an item. Oh, by the way, I have played this game before. If you haven't seen the announcement video, yeah, I've played this game before. But let's head inside.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Well, as both the Dark Souls and Bloodborne have been, my name is Blorgus. Blorgus the Third. Blor. Guess. And then I. Blorgus the Third.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
And with that, we start our character creation. Instead, well, let me go over some stuff. Classes. We have the warrior, we have the knight, we have the swordsman, we have the bandit, we have the cleric, we have the sorcerer, explorer, and we have deprived. Let me explain what they are. This is a high strength, dexterity warrior. Starts with a shield, but he also starts with the broken straight sword. The knight, he has very high HP and adaptability. Adaptability being like resistances and stuff. I'll explain more when we level up. Swordsman. He has two swords. And he, both the swords in his hands are a +1 weapon. Both the scimitar and the longsword. The bandit. He has a hand axe and he has a bow and arrow. Very useful. Cleric. He's a miracle wielder. he starts with a mace and a chime. Sorcerer. He starts with sorcery. You know, that makes sense. Sorcery. And he starts with a, I think that's a no, he starts a short sword. Explorer. He is the wild card. Instead of the pyromancer from 1 or 3, there is no pyromancer. I'll explain more pyromancy and stuff later, but he starts with a short sword, a pack of some crossbow arrows, a ring, I think that's the magic ring, and he starts with 7 items, all of which can be useful. There's a life gem, there's a witching urn, which is like a firebomb but magic. There's a prism stone, which is like, I mean, you know, they glow. He starts with white ooze. I forget what it's called, but it's magic, basically. Rusted coin, boost luck. Repair powder. We're gonna be using that, and I'll explain why later. And the stone you should put into a mouth. I don't know what that's called. I can't remember what that's called. Name deprived. He starts with nothing, but all his stats are 6. If you were to be doing a soul level 1 run, this is the character you'd pick. I, however, am going to be picking the swordsman. Let's go with gift. Life ring, it slightly increases HP. Human effigy. I'll explain these a little bit later, but just know that that's pretty useful. Healing wares. Unlike Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, you have these items called life gems. Life gems, there are 3 types. You have life gems, you have radiant life gems, and you have old radiant life gems. All 3 of which could give varying amount of health. Life gem being the worst, and old radiant life gem being the best. It gives you 1 of each, and it gives you a poison moss, so you're not poisoned. Homeward Bone. We've seen these many times in Dark Souls 3. It takes you back to the last bonfire. It can't take you to the Firelink Shrine, because that's not because this is not Dark Souls 3. Seed of a Tree of Giant. It's more useful in PvP. It allows all the enemies to attack the invader. So if you have an invader, pop one of these and all the enemies will attack it. Bonfire aesthetic. Another new object to Dark Souls. This is a weird one. It never shows up again, and it never was here before. Basically, the idea of it is that you put it on a bonfire, and it sets that area to a New Game Plus mode, which means the boss will be harder, the enemies will be harder, certain enemies will be placed differently, items will be different, you'll get more souls. But it will only set that area to New Game Plus 1, New Game Plus 2. However, or New Game Plus, that's what I meant. However, you cannot undo it. But you can stack them up. The max difficulty goes to 8, but you can go forever past that point. And petrified something. A lump of, something. And it doesn't really have a use for right now. But the one I'll be going with is funny enough. The petrified something. And, the body, you got gender. Where's Bobcat? Build. All the builds. Physique. I'll go with strong boy. And while I make Blorgus beautiful, I'll see you. After I make Blorgus beautiful, we'll start this up. Ooh. It always does that. If you press random too many times, it goes into red mode, basically, which is weird. So, yeah. Alright, now that we're done, Blorgus the Third, let me show you his face. Yes, Blorgus the Third. He's over, he's finished. Let's start and begin this epic adventure.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse. You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Okay, well that's fun. Another new aspect compared to Dark Souls 3 and also Dark Souls 1, which, you know, is that you can break chests. Now, I'm not going to do it here, but if you find a wooden chest like this, if you hit it too many times, yes, it will break, and all you will get is rubbish. And you don't want that. You can still break them after, though. If you find a stone chest, it's different. Alright, we'll be, using the scimitar for now. We're not done, however. We still got a lot of stuff to do. We're gonna start off by destroying this and getting, I think this is a torch. Yeah, a torch and a soul of the lost demon. Not demon, undead. So, welcome to the tutorial. There are a few things you can do here, all of which you can just literally run past. And no, I'm not doing that. I'm actually going to show you guys. A, because I haven't actually been through all of the areas in a while, and B, because, you know, I want to show you guys all that has in store. So, for the most part, you come up and read one of these signs, like this one. It says, oh, you can toggle it on. You can also break them. And then you can't read them ever again. So watch out for that. This game, I believe, is it's much clunkier than Dark Souls 3 is, but not as clunky as Dark Souls 1. I know, very weird. Also, unlike Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1, there is no kick. Instead, you have this. You're breaking their shield. Also, enemies can have bows, just like they did in Dark Souls 3. Enemies, for the most part, they'll be acting the same as they did in Dark Souls 3. They'll have a little bit of difference. Like that, they're a little bit slower. They do a little bit more damage. You know, and that kind of jazz. Find that these guys don't give a ton of damage and stuff, but they don't give a ton of souls, nor do they give, you know, a ton of damage. However, don't underestimate it yet, because this is A, the tutorial, and B, this is only the beginning.
You, give us more. Yeah.
Okay, so as we remember from the birds, or the bird's nest from Dark Souls 3, I believe I showed that to you, petrified something. If I put this here,
Yeah. Okay.
they like it.
Yeah. Silky smooth.
They like it.
Yes.
That they give us Old Whip, one of the many weapons we'll be using in this adventure. I've devised a plan to be able to show you every single weapon in this game that has all the weapons this game has in store. So, what we'll be doing during this playthrough is once every episode, other than this one, we'll be using a different weapon until we've used every single type of weapon. Stabs and pyromancy, chime, stabs, and pyromancy hand things are going to be kind of an exception and shields will be, you know, I'll show off the different types of shields, but they don't really do anything different. They're not really all that different. So this is teaching you how to jump. So, actually, you have multiple ways to jump. You have circle, which is what I have on right now, and you have L3. I believe L3 is a little bit easier to work with. But I just use circle just so that I can sometimes be careful with it. Amber herb. Amber herb, let's see what that is. Amber herb, no, stop. Amber herb, it slightly restores spell uses. I'll explain what that means in a little bit, but just know that magic is a little bit different during this playthrough. We no longer have a magic bar like we did in Dark Souls 3. Crazy, I know. This is where it tells you how to do, this is how it tells you how to parry and guard break, and also how to drop on top of things. Very useful attack. We'll be using the plunge attack a lot. Parrying, it's all dependent on if I'm really feeling it, Mr. Krabs. But a lot of times I'm not. And yes, doors are a thing. Let me explain something about the doors real quick. Doors, and fog gates and chests, you can actually get hit while you're doing it. This also includes when you're starting the animation for a parry, or a post. While you're opening this door, an enemy can come up and hit you, which can stagger you out of the animation, depending on what enemy it is. This is bad, because if you're trying to run through an area as fast as humanly possible, but you get hit as you're going through the door, you have a higher chance of dying on that boss, or higher chance of dying on your way there than you would any other time. So do be wary for when you try to go in and, you know, open something. Always watch your back. And sadly, that's all I could do for the tutorial for now, because this area is blocked off by a stone man, and I can't really do much about that. It's good either way, because I kind of have to end the episode soon. But, you know, as we head out of this deep, dark cave into an area, greatest remorse, and see that everyone loves messages. It's a often thing here. Welcome to the hub world, Majula. Majula will be your one-stop shop for leveling up and, well, buying things for now. And no, you can't just teleport back here whenever you want. Majula is something a little bit different. Unlike Dark Souls 3, if you want to go in a certain direction, well, a lot of time you have to unlock in that direction. So, right now, we actually have two directions we can go to. We can go in this direction, which will lead us to a foresty area, or we have, give it a second, hold on, I gotta run all the way over there, or we have this area, which will give us another area. We'll actually be heading over there first. We'll actually be heading over in that direction first, but that will be next episode. So, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Next episode, we'll be starting, the weapon of the day will be a dagger. It's a weapon all on its own. As you can see, right under the equip stats, it says what kind of weapon it is. So, yeah. So, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time. We'll start the adventure. We'll really get into the meat of the adventure of Dark Souls 2. So, I'll see you guys then. Peace.